everybody! Welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I got some renewed confidence under me. I was rewatching, like, episode 602 where I forgot the soul on the first floor, and I'm like, do I want to be that guy? I don't want to be that guy. Let's do this. Let's be Isaac, the top 50% of players, at least. I'm being a little facetious. Anyway, ZHWB G6MN. Let's do this. No. We've been down this road before. It leads only to pain and despair. What are we starting with here? Well, we got, Crack the Sky, which I would probably put in the bottom half or so of spacebar items, but I'm not really sure, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe I wouldn't put it in the bottom half. Maybe it'd be more like, could be like the top 25%, but it's just like, if you get one of those top 25% items, every other spacebar item looks like trash to you. Also, we have, the Revenge Fly, which is one of the best familiars, or orbitals, I guess I should say, in the game, in my opinion. Basically, like a much better version of Dead Bird. Functions pretty much the same. You only get to use it after you've taken damage, but that's, like, totally A-okay. Okay, I'm getting spooked on this room already. I did a run on Kate's stream last night. YouTube.com/ Probox Studio, youtube.com/ Kate Lovely Momo. I'm trying to remember how she's branded her channel now, but that run may or may not be up by now, but I did a run on Kate's stream last night where I had, like, I took a deal with the devil with Mom's Knife and Death's Touch, and it left me with half a Spirit Heart, and then I walked into that room and just got freaked out and died, and I was very embarrassed, and I don't want that to happen again. So we are a little low on HP, and of course fighting the Haunt is always dangerous. But you gotta kind of feel that this is not so bad because of the Revenge Fly, and hopefully because of Crack the Sky as well. So we kill this one, then we use Crack the Sky, and it accomplishes nothing for us. Then maybe we throw some bombs down there, we get one of them killed. We should be fine now. There's no reason for us to take this much damage against the Haunt, and if he hits us... Oh my god. Revenge Fly blocked 2 shots there. If he hits us once, Revenge Fly will tear him up pretty quickly, so as long as we make sure we don't get hit by the body, like, we should be relatively okay as far as HP goes. Now, the question is whether or not I should explore the remainder of the floor, and honestly, I don't have a good answer for that one way or the other. There's a risk associated with it because we have to go through that big spiky room. It might depend on what our HP looks like. Of course, there's benefits. That was stupid. There's benefits associated with it as well because, we could find a tinted rock or enough money to buy a Spirit Heart, etc., etc. But we got HP. I think I'm going to explore. Trying to be, well, we don't have any bombs, but that's okay. I'm trying to be a smarter dude when it comes to making decisions. And I think this is going to help out. I'll admit, when I watched that episode where I lost the soul, or forgot the soul on the first floor, I was like, we're going to pick this up later. And then I didn't pick it up later. It hindered my confidence a little bit, man. It's knocked a little bit of the confidence out of me. I'm really glad I explored here, though. But, you know, in my experience, one of the only ways to deal with lack of confidence or diminished confidence is to get back out there and try again. You know, you can't wallow in self-pity over forgetting an item on the first floor for too long. Instead, we just got to get back on that horse, and I got to be honest. I'm not talking about your mother, either. I got to be honest. The extra HP here was a huge help. Or, sorry, not extra HP, the small rock pickup. But then we should be able to get some extra HP here as well. Ideally, we'd get like 5 cents here, and we did 6 actually, which allows me to buy this key as well to ensure that we can go to the item room on the next floor. Okay, this is awesome, in many ways at least. We're just gonna be a little cautious and careful here, just cautious and careful. Don't want to fly by the seat of our pants yet, and that's a-okay. Let's head down to the next floor. Will you allow me to steal a tweet I made a few days ago? I was very proud of it. I thought of it when I was eating dinner, and I was like, you know what? This one's gonna just blow up. My clout score is gonna go through the charts. What's everybody's favorite Lou Bega song? Mine has to be Mambo No. 5. There we go. I just wanted to debut that in front of a perhaps larger audience. Thank you for your time. I'll see you at the Twitter Oscars. There actually is a Twitter Oscars, I forgot. It's the Shorties. Shorty. I'm up for best Lou Bega based tweet. I'm nominated with Patton Oswalt, and Rob Delaney, and SCOTUS, obviously. We'll see how it works. You know, I'm probably a little bit lower in the popularity contest there, but I think I got a decent chance. So the Fat Odd Mushroom pickup. I saw, by the way, there was a subreddit, or on the subreddit, there's a discussion of the day for each item. Or let me rephrase this, because a discussion every day about every item would be ridiculous. There's a discussion thread every day about one item in the game, and they did Odd Mushroom, but they called it Odd Mushroom Thick, and it just made me feel dirty. That might actually be what the game is, or the item is called, or referred to as in its files, or in its code, but it just makes you feel dirty. Luck down sucks pretty bad. Doesn't it make you feel a little dirty? Odd Mushroom Thick. I don't know what it is. It's like... Fat Odd Mushroom is like a little bit less crass. Calling something a thick mushroom just leaves like a weird taste in my mouth. And I'm not trying to say like I'm not a fun guy or something like that. You've got to get that pun in there whenever you're talking about mushrooms, obviously. Otherwise, what are you even here for? There is a tinted rock on this room. If we could just get a bomb, that's worthwhile. And we got a heart, which is actually good as well. But let's take a little bit of time to just explore over here. And that'll be that. I am hoping that we can get to that cursed room and not have it impact our HP too much, but the first priority is obviously just not fucking up this boss fight here so that we can actually get a deal with the devil. And I mean, the deal with the devil should be pretty much automatic here. I think I did just block a shot with Revenge Fly there, so I'm stoked about that. And really, this run is set up fantastically, as is already. Oh! It's set up very nicely. We got a decent amount of HP. We'll probably lose some of it on this next deal here, whether we get some leverage out of it or not. And we get some speed plus range. Honestly, my speed was feeling a little low. And we will take Book of Sin, and I think we'll probably keep Book of Sin as well. We got a bomb out of it, which is actually incredible. That might be overstating it somewhat, but by using this bomb, we can get this. Hopefully not a golden chest. It is Spirit Heart and a bomb, which is fantastic. So I'm going to come back here. Making decent time, not that I'm super concerned about ensuring that we get to our deal with the devil or anything like that, but it might be nice. And we got the pentagram from here, so we get that damage upgrade with the flat deal with the devil chance as well. Sweet. It's very tempting, I'll admit, to blow up that chest and hopefully get another bomb out of it, but it looked like secret room plus a lot of money in there, so I figured it was worth a shot. And definitely now at 17 cents, I would be considering going to our shop and seeing what we can get in there. If I can get like a blue candle or, well, basically anything. I think I'll take BFF over Mom's Purse. The reason being, BFF is more fun. Mom's Purse can be great if you get great trinkets, but we don't have any trinkets to weight into our decision right now. We do have an orbital, and this will make the Revenge Fly do even more damage, which is fine, man. It's good news, and actually, with it being larger, I'm assuming the hitbox is larger as well, which means I might have a better chance of actually getting up in there, being able to use this without taking damage myself in the process, but mostly it's that now, Revenge Fly, which was already a really good damage dealer, is just going to be incredible. You know what might be nice with this is actually, I've never really considered this, but what about a BFF Revenge Fly IV bag run? Like, if we got a lot of red hearts, we could walk into a room. Well, we got another orbital now. This one also only works when we get hit, so it's weirdly decent with the synergies that we've got going here. I don't think this would find the secret room if it was here anyway, but we got to get the money, or at least want to get the money. That could be interesting if we had like a bloody penny or something like that. Well, let's do it ideally. We do it the same way you do like a Samson run. You want like bloody penny, piggy bank. Another black card is nice. Bloody penny, piggy bank, IV bag, BFF, and then as many orbitals that, like Dead Bird as well, the things that only help you after you get hit. We can actually structure like a pretty high damage orbital run that way. Full health is good to have and good to know that it exists, not immediately useful. And there is a tinted rock in there that I should go back and pay attention to. But for now, I'm interested in the possibility of a deal with the devil here. I think we've got a pretty good chance at it. Well, we don't have a pretty good chance at it, but it's like a flat 25 or maybe like 18% deal with the devil chance increase, so maybe it's not flat, maybe it's weighted, but either way, I'd be expecting to have maybe like a 30% chance or something like that. We didn't get one here, but we did get Magic Mushroom, and like, let's be honest, that's trademark Northern Lion luck coming through in the clutch here, and I'm very thankful for it. We are starting to build up a pretty incredible run here. Now, no deal with the devil on this floor with the pentagram means, in my mind, there's like a 100% chance we get to deal with the devil on the next floor. Now, that's mathematically probably... that sucks, but mathematically that's probably a little unsound, but you get the idea, I think, at the very least. Extra key, that's either shop or golden chest right there. It's up to us. It's like, you know... The shop could have the blue candle in it, but the golden chest could have anything. It could even have a blue candle. Unfortunately, like, that's actually, like, mathematically not true, or, you know, within the context of the game is untrue, but you get the joke, you know, that old Family Guy-ism. The box could be anything, it could even be a boat. Chaos card. It's interesting at least, it's fun. I think the problem is I'd have to blow up my donation machine to have the chance to buy anything, but it might be so much better. But a golden chest could also pay me back with consumables. I hesitate to say it this way, but for free? For sort of free? I guess we don't need to agonize too much over the decision because we just got that right there. But we might as well give it a try. Open the golden chest. Probably should have blown up the judgment to try to get a better deal with the devil chance, but I don't know if I had any bombs when I came down through there. Not that I need to necessarily offer an excuse or anything like that. Let's head over here to the left, and this should be a secret room chance. Plus we got the chest. The chest gave us another bomb and actually did a pretty good job of blowing up Larry Jr. as well, so I'm pleased with this. And in here, did we actually finish that room, or did I did finish, or I left before the animation was done? I hate that, man. Minor, but still something that I need to learn to deal with. That's been happening a lot lately. Just a little bit of rashness. I wouldn't even say laziness, because I went through the process of fighting the room. It was just like, you know, it's like when you know, I don't know if anybody else is out there that can relate to me on this one. There probably is. I was a relatively smart kid, and you're going to be like, whoa, the same guy who forgot an item in a Rebirth episode a couple of weeks ago who was a smart person at one point. It's true, I know, it's hard to believe, but that was well worth it. We'll check out our shop now. I always, like, did assignments really well. I'm actually going to try to get another arcade on the next floor if we can. I always did my assignments really well, you know, I paid attention in classes and stuff like that, but then I would always lose marks because I'd like put the wrong date, or I'd forget to staple it, and then I would just like fold the corners back or something like that. Like, I've always been a little careless when it comes to the details. And it's something that as an adult I've been trying to work on, because it's, you know, when you're a kid it's kind of like, I wouldn't necessarily say it's cute or something like that, but you get the idea, right? Like, it's not necessarily a damnable thing. But when you're like an adult, and you're like, oh, you know, I forgot to put a staple on this, or I wrote the year wrong, people are all of a sudden like, okay, it's okay, honey. We understand that you're not at the same mental capacity as the other adults in the grown-up club, like... you can work on it, but you might never get there. And I'm like, oh, you know, don't patronize me, straw man argument that I'm arguing with. But I'm here to let you know that if you are one of those people who's not necessarily detail-oriented, there's a place for you in the world, man. You got other skills that you can offer, you know. Not everybody has to be a freaking pencil pusher, Alan Greenspan. The world will always need comedians with a 50% batting average. Probably I'm being a little bit generous to myself there, but you get the idea. Also, comedian is not really what I do. That's okay. I've told this story many times, but I did do stand-up comedy a couple of times. And so, like, saying I did it is like saying, oh yeah, like I used to be a professional athlete when you played like one game in junior or something like that. But anyway, I went to an open mic and I wrote my set, as we call it in the industry. I wrote my set, like an hour before I went up, and it was basically about like, hey, don't you hate how old people care about stuff that young people don't care about? Wouldn't it be strange if we had like an age for mandatory euthanasia? Now, this is coming across a little bit more dark than it actually came across in the set, but there was no doubt that I was definitely like, check out how edgy this is, man. Like, I'm saying the things everybody thinks, but nobody thinks they can get away with saying. Anyway, and then some guy in the audience heckled me, which he was well within his rights to do, given the source material of the comedy, and was like, well, my grandma's like 62, should we euthanize her? And I was like, well, you know, I'm not necessarily comfortable saying that, and yeah, it didn't go well. My second set went a little bit better, but I don't remember, And my friend, I don't remember the jokes, I should say. This is like 5 years ago. Actually, it's like 6 years ago now. My friend went up because it was kind of like a dare that we had done to each other. He went up and did his set, and I remember he fucking killed, and I was so mad. I wasn't mad at him, I was mad at the situation. I was like, damn it, he's funnier than me. How did he do it? Oh, that was not the greatest throw of the Chaos card I've ever done. Or, you know, it is the greatest throw, but in somewhat different context, I suppose you could say. Okay. This is fine. This is not something we necessarily have to be overly concerned about. Or anything like that. The Fallen is gonna die. We're gonna get a deal with the Devil afterwards anyway. I wish we could pick up the Chaos card after we threw it. Yeah, because that wouldn't make it, like, the most overpowered item in the game. Look at how much damage the Revenge Fly does, though. I'll just focus on hiding here. Look, Book of Sin is a kind of a fun item. I don't necessarily disagree. I think Book of Sin could be a good time, but I also feel like Book of Sin is definitely not what we want right now. I feel like, you know, sometimes you're just in the mood for something different. Sometimes you know you should eat a kale salad, but your body's saying bacon cheeseburger, you know? It happens. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with it, except, of course, for the fact that it is putting you into an early grave. Myself included, of course. Don't let me lecture you on healthy living. I think that was another joke that didn't go over too well on my set. I was like, man, I work in an office and everyone's always talking about weight loss, but why is it that the people who are always talking about how successful their diet is are the people who are, like, not looking like their diet is helpful that much? Basically, I was just a hateful son of a bitch. Probably especially didn't work because the only people who showed up were my work friends from the office. I'm joking, obviously. I hope that was clear. I'm not that much of just an idiot and an asshole. Look, not every joke worked. You know, I was a brash and angry young individual. I've mellowed out with older age. 26 is old on the internet, man. The internet's like dog years. This is a joke I could have gone with so easily, man. This joke writes itself now. Internet age is like dog years, you know? You know how your dog, if it's like 2 years old, oh, actually, that's like 14 in dog years. If you're 26, that's like 800 in internet years. I think, at least. Although sometimes if you spend too much time in the internet, you start aging backwards. Like a 26-year-old who spent all his time on the internet from the age of 13 is actually 4. And that's pretty much where I'm at on like a mental level right now. On a physical level, I have the body of a 45-year-old dad, though. And one who's like not particularly concerned about his appearance. Because, hey, man, he already got married, man. I figured we'd just pop this here because I want to keep Krampus's head just to give me a little extra damage. And I've come around a little bit to the idea of using Pandora's Box as like a just a Spirit Heart generator. If you already, like, Pandora's Box is like a fucking flowchart, right? If you have a better spacebar item, you're going to use Pandora's Box on whatever floor you're on. So, what are the best floors for that to happen? Definitely Caves 1, Womb 1 in the Cathedral, or Womb 2 in the Cathedral even. But Necropolis 1 is not bad. Necropolis 1 is okay. Let's just hang out in the middle here. I'm so guilty of trying to walk across those spikes and taking damage. I think I've been on, like, I said this in an earlier episode, but I think I've been on a little bit of like a post-streak hangover. Like, even as the streak was coming to an end, I knew it was going to be rocky, man, because I played really, really poorly in a lot of runs in a row. And I don't know, it's a psychological thing, you know, morale was being affected or something like that, and oh, that's such a good item. I found myself kind of getting away from the fundamentals, and I don't mean the fundamentals like, you know, explore everything on every floor. That is a fundamental, but I'm talking about the very, very basics like dodge. Like, don't get hit by enemies you should not be hit by. You know, don't forget item rooms. That's a mistake I haven't made or hadn't made in a long time, and then fucked it up. Not to continually harp on that mistake, but anyway, that was kind of like a sobering moment for me where I was like, man, I need to pay more attention. And it's true, you know, like, it's hard to have a discussion about this kind of stuff on the internet because there's a lot of emotion, like, tied up into it. Like, whenever I get criticized, people run to my aid because they're fans of mine. And that's awesome, and I'm not saying don't do that, because seriously, like, whenever people are really angry about something that is, in the whole scheme of things, pretty inconsequential, like missing an item or something like that, it is nice to have a support group that is just like, you know, hey, he's doing this for our entertainment, which is true, but is also not fully true. Like, I'm getting paid for this as well, so don't paint it like I'm doing some kind of charity work or something like that. But it's nice to have that support group, but it also, in some ways, inhibits discussion. But it inhibits discussion because it's also over the top in the other direction. Nobody goes like, hey, just so you know, buddy, like, you missed an item back there. You know, there's a lot of people going instead, like, look at this fucking idiot, blah, blah, blah. How does he get out of bed in the morning? Like, it's a totally dishonest conversation on both accounts, but I think the ultimate sin is to just ignore stuff like that. It will take this even though we've got a really high deal with the devil chance already. The ultimate sin is to just ignore feedback like that because it's so over-the-top negative. And it's painful to hear. Like, I'll admit, I'm an adult. It's still painful to hear stuff like that sometimes. Nobody wants to be or disliked, I guess. But I heard you loud and clear, and honestly, I chose to take from that the lesson of let's have a little bit more care when we play Isaac, and hopefully that'll manifest itself in better play. Pretty much it's as simple as that. I mean, I got a lot of bad feedback when I was on, like, the Streak 1.0 back in January. People were like, you stopped playing the way that we like to watch you play. You started playing like you were, like, just a shittier version of a really good Isaac player. Like, you had the same, you lost your charm to some extent. And I was like, you know what? That really hurts to hear. That does, but that doesn't make it invalid necessarily. Now, some feedback is just so rude as to be rendered invalid automatically, but not all. So I do appreciate the feedback, even when it's negative, even when it's overtly negative. And I like to address it too, because, you know, it's easy to get clouded in this, right? I'm breaking out some surprisingly real talk here, but I sit in my room and I record videos. Like, that is the crux of my life, and I'm here 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week. I was gonna say sometimes 8, and then I realized that doesn't make any sense. It's been a long day. And so when you get, like, negative feedback and you're like, oh, I made, like, a minor mistake and people are really pissed about it, the temptation is to be like, well, why am I doing this at all? But that's because it's so easy to lose sight of, like, why you're doing it in the first place. First off, YouTubing is like a dream job and I enjoy the hell out of it. It's so much fun, which is why I'm so easily able to motivate myself to do it every day. What do you think, Crystal? We could probably do Crystal Ball. Like, our damage is already great. And even though these items are pretty good, let's donate. But it really is... I try to take negative feedback as, like, the opportunity to get in touch again with the fact that you guys are the reason I'm doing this in the first place. So, rather than, like, get bent out of shape, I just want to say, like, thank you for all the support you guys have given me. Like, it reaffirms... Getting negative feedback in a way reminds me that, like, holy shit, like... 90% of the time, all of the feedback I get is basically positive and people are super kind. Minus, of course, the stuff that you always get when you make stuff on the internet, which is a certain percentage of people just being dicks about it, and it is what it is, you know? So yeah, like, thank you so much. Even if your feedback has been negative at times, I really do appreciate it, as long as you're, you know, being honest and coming from a place of, like, having a good discussion, like an honest place of, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings, I want to, like, you know, just get my opinion across. I really appreciate that, and I think it's a mature way to handle the situation, which is the way that I would rather handle it, to be honest with you, instead of, you know, getting it all tied up in emotion, like, oh, why am I in the room all day recording stuff? Well, it's because I love it, and also it's my job, and I get paid for it, and, you know, sometimes when I get negative feedback, people go like, oh, I hope Northern Line doesn't stop YouTubing. There's no danger of that. At least, you know, I'll be here until you guys leave, basically. I'll turn the lights out when I go. Oh, don't shoot the fire. Okay, so this should be a good opportunity for us to use Judas' Shadow. And we're going to be a little bit low on HP, but now I'm really glad that we've gone with the Crystal Ball here, and Judas' Shadow is such a good item that I'm very happy to have it here. So yeah, I'm not in a negative mood or something like that. Of course it puts a little bit of a damper on your day when you got, you know, people who don't like stuff that you've worked on, but at the same time, I think it helps it grow better in the long term. Like, definitely the pain, and I do use that term somewhat loosely, but the pain of people being like, hey, you don't play that Zany anymore, what happened? Back in January has informed the way that I play now, and I think most people would agree that the videos have gotten better as a result. We did skip... Oh, you know what? We could not have gone to the boss trap room there anyway, much less the boss rush room, but... our HP is looking good. We got map, we got compass. We should be able to see where we're going here. Ah, that's bad damage, but at the same time, we are about to pick up a Spirit Heart from this room anyway. So, we do have to be a little cautious here. I mean, this is Judas' Shadow, you know. we're very familiar with Judas the Shadow at this point. It's important for us to play smart. Thank you for the Spirit Heart. Let's check this out. We do have a couple cat pieces. Or we have one cat piece, I should say. This will be number 2 here. And with the deal with the devil approaching, guaranteed, there's a pretty good chance we can make it work. 48-hour energy. Oh, that is amazing for us right now. And we get a Joker card out of it, maybe? 2 of clubs. Also fine. We'll just use that right away, and we'll use this one. It's a speed downgrade, which I was actually going to say kind of sucks because our speed is a little bit of a downgrade in the first place, or it's a little lower than I'd like it to be. I think because of the lard pickup, I guess, is a small speed downgrade, but anyway. Let's move along here. Yeah, so, you know, allow me to just, while I'm being sappy here, to say, like, thank you so much for the support. I understand. I have no illusion about the fact that, you are not here because of me. Well, I mean, like, in a way you are, but I am here because of you, and it's a value proposition that will never be equal. Like, we're cool, is what I'm trying to say. we're on the same page, I hope. I never want to, like, and I'm not gonna name names here, and it doesn't matter, because I'm very, like, against getting involved in any kind of drama, but sometimes you see, like, YouTubers or streamers have a meltdown, not even occasionally a negative feedback, sometimes just over, like, I'm gonna ignore this, actually, just for HP purposes right now. I really like our existing damage. Fuck it, I'm gonna take it. I think we can, it's not that risky, let's put it that way, because we have the crystal ball. But sometimes, like, yelling at people who don't subscribe, or, like, making fun of people who don't donate enough, you know, enough money, or whatever they feel is enough. It happens from time to time, and I'm sure that it's just, like, a moment of weakness that they regret, like, right after it happens. But still, I'm like, man, you gotta keep this stuff in perspective, man. Like, it's a huge world of content creators out there on YouTube. There's, like, tens of thousands. There's well, okay, there's not thousands in every game, but there's hundreds at least in every game. Like, I am under no false pretenses that if you don't like watching me play The Binding of Isaac, or if I act like I'm ungrateful or something like that, there's tons of other people you could go watch. And that's absolutely fine. I think it's a good thing for the ecosystem. So, you know, I always want to keep that gratefulness. And it's not even, like, this is not like Northern Lion became a big shot for a while, and now he's having, like, his moment of retribution or something like that. It's more just kind of reaffirming it, I guess, for people that maybe, I don't know, maybe think that I'm some kind of egotistical asshole or something. Like, I don't know if that is actually out there. This is me breaking the thin veneer of Scumlord meta that exists at all times and saying, you know, thanks. Like, sincerely, I appreciate it a lot. And, you know, I hope that nobody thinks that, you know, because I've been doing this for like 4 years, I've lost touch with that or something like that. 4 fucking years, holy shit. That's like a college education. I could actually be educated in a field, a little bit at least. I could have scratched the surface of a genuine field, but I'm choosing to spend it with you guys instead, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Maybe okay, that's dishonest, you know, I would change it for the whole world. But, like, it would have to be, like, this world, or a better world. I don't want, like, Pluto, or anything like that. Oh, I own Pluto. What am I gonna do, sell, like, mining rights? Nobody's getting to Pluto in my lifetime. It's like that internet here's how you know I'm like 500 years old in internet age. It's like that internet picture I've seen. My grandson keeps sending it to me on the Gmail. Was like born too early to explore the world, or sorry, too late to explore the world, too early to explore the universe, just in time to explore dank memes. Like, we're the meme generation, man. That, and of course, you know, being a part of the largest, like, fastest technological revolution in human history. But mostly, I think it's the memes, really, that keep it coming here. I don't think it was scummy to take Mom's knife here. I think, we already had so much damage that this was kind of, like, the logical choice just to make it happen. And we have really, really sped up here lately. Oh, man, I got a little rumbly in my tumbly. Time for some oatmeal crisp. I don't have any sponsored deals or anything like that. Oatmeal crisp, who's that made? Is that a post product? I think it's a post product. Oatmeal crisp, if you want to get in touch, I could be the young face of your new brand, your burgeoning brand. I like oatmeal crisp. It's not just for dads anymore. That could be your tagline. This is actually pretty good. I mean, obviously the Cricket's body payout was the best of them all, I'd say. Now, with our diminished luck stat, I would not expect, that was really bad. I would not expect, to get many chests. personal loss a little frightening. But we don't really have anything to be scared about unless we start taking some seriously dumb damage. And the crystal ball starts to pay out with things that are not spirit hearts. And also not like Emperor cards. Because an Emperor card goes a long way right now towards just guaranteeing us the win. Even if we wouldn't be able to take the Empress card in with us as a result of using it. But still, you get the idea. Yeah, we'll see what this crystal ball gives us. Hopefully it'll be a useful card or a spirit heart. But either way, you know, we've come through these rooms with pretty good speed and great confidence, so I think we're gonna be fine. And I hope you don't take this video, like, I'm always wary of this on YouTube. I can't believe it's become so real talk, but I'm always wary of this on YouTube. If you ever express that you have a problem with something, so many people rush to your aid, and that sucks because it does, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I said, it's great to have that kind of support, and some days it really, really helps, but it's also like, you know, it's not fair to the person you're having a discussion with. It's not fair to the person that gives negative feedback. Like, if somebody's being a total dick, sure, like, jump on them, but if somebody is just, you know, expressing their opinion in a relatively civil way, then that's fine. I'd like to have, you know, I hope that people feel like they have the ability to do that without having a bunch of people run down their throats or anything like that. But, you know, I don't want this video to be like my cry for sympathy or something like that. More just, I'm just saying thank you. Saying gracious, if you will. And at the same time, not just making every single video a non-stop thanks. Anyway. Cool. We got that out of the way. That was surprisingly uncomfortable. I'm a relatively unemotional person. It feels a little awkward, but I wanted to get it across. You know, it's weird, man. Sometimes it's easier to say it to, you know, 30,000 people than it is to say it just face to face, because you're not directly in front of me right now. If you're directly in front of me, I might get a little awkward. It might be hard for me to express my gratitude. But because we got kind of like an anonymity thing going here, it's a little bit easier, and I appreciate that. Always, you know, anonymity does make people, it has a tendency to make people ruder on the, oh, we can actually become Guppy here. It has a tendency to make people ruder on the internet because there's no consequences. Oh, that Guppy dream! Plus 9 lives, of course. But I think it also, for some people, and this is a great, unintended side effect, it makes some shy people nicer as well, which I think is cool. Like, you know, like all of you who say nice things to me. Like, you know, I'm a relatively reserved person, relatively shy, introspective, but I appreciate that you guys are saying those things to me. Maybe you're like me and you'd have trouble saying it in person as well. I appreciate that you say it online. You know, use it as a force for good. But anyway, that was a great episode. I feel good, and we had a great run there. If you feel good too, consider showing your support. Click the like button. It helps out a great deal. And then it's like I just have cashed in all that goodwill for a sales pitch here at the end. I'm joking, but it is business. Of course, you know the deal. Subscribe if you want to see more Rebirth in the future, and I'll be back with another episode shortly. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.